Okay, so now we've taken the input shaft out of the transmission, and we're going to do the test that shows the Gears magazine article, also that YouTube video is showing. We checked our sealing rings right here. They all look good. There's nothing wrong with them. So now we blow air into the port closest to the torque converter and see if any fluid is bypassing coming out the hub. Let's try that. Here we go. Here's our little bench test of the clutch. And we can see fluid blowing right out past that piston in the converter. So now our next move is going to be, we're going to cut the torque converter apart and see what's going on in there. Okay, so this test right here is in the Gears magazine article I was telling you about. Those are the two tests we just did. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and air check it with the input drum. This is the clutch I was talking about. It comes on just like a clutch in a transmission. Just like a clutch drum in a transmission. It's leaking right in the seal down inside the converter area. Well, there it is. It's leaking right where the seal, so that seals this thing. When that seal's replaced, you replace that seal. Let's take a look at it and see what happens to it.
There's no seal in there.
Okay, we think we might have something here. We found something. Go ahead, Evan.
So the cause of this blowback is this little cylinder down in here. Now there's two landing spots where the apply hole seals to the input shaft. Now that bottom landing spot way down in there, that's got an orange seal, and that orange seal kind of looks like that. It's nice and thick and sturdy, and they don't really blow out that much.
This is what
That's a Sonex part number right there. You get them from Sonex. So the real problem is the top landing here that does not have a seal on it, and it's just metal on metal. And I'm guessing Mercedes manufactured this thing to where it will be so tight and still move in there that it'll hold pressure. Well, now it's not holding any pressure because it's been worn down, and you can see it's kind of worn down in there. It's not worn that much, but apparently it doesn't have to be that much for it to blow by.
So that part seals to this right.
The top landing.
Yeah, the top landing.
The bottom landing.
Yeah.
Top
and the
landing
seal
that
we just put in seals to that landing. So it's sealed with a seal here, but it's sealed with the actual converter itself right there. And that looks worn, and we actually have, we're very fortunate, we have another Mercedes converter here, and you can look in this one, you can see that's nice and slick in there. There's no cuts in there. So we're going to air check this one next and see if there's any blow by on it. So it looks like it's blowing by through the top land right there, which is just part of the converter that seals to this land right there. So let's air check this one now and see what it does. I'm going to go ahead and check this one right here. Alright, this one looks like it's got some blow by as well, even though the the wall of the converter looks good. Or maybe we have an input shaft wore out. Take the light off for a second. Okay, now. Okay, this one looks like it's blown by a little bit as well. So we may have a worn input shaft as well as the original converter being worn. Not blown by as bad, but it's still got some blow by. Well, the wall on the original converter is definitely worn. You can feel it when you run your screwdriver up and down it. You can feel ridges in it. So that's definitely bad. I'll call it the wall, but it's the hole. That's definitely worn. Now on the core converter we had outside, that wall is nice and slick. I don't see anything wrong with that. You don't feel anything when you run your screwdriver up and down that one. But there's still some blow by. So obviously we have some wear on this land of the shaft, even though you don't feel anything. But of course this shaft was running against the hole that's wore out. So there must be some wear on the shaft as well. So it's probably going to be changing the input shaft and changing out the torque converter and doing another air check to make sure that the clutch is holding.